Hola, familia estelar. You did not land here by chance. You have indeed entered into a sacred world-line collision. And let me tell you, there were a few things I aligned with walking around where we are now, which is Templo de la Luna. And I almost said Temple of the Sun, but Temple of the Moon. Anyway, I was seeing a bunch of what looked like asteroids that had landed upon the Earth. And then I was hearing something around this is the impact that you have. And it reminded me of one of the cards in the Cosmos Visions deck. And it basically talks about the Eight of Wands energy, where these asteroids or lava-filled fire rocks, right, landing and impacting the Earth. And then I was getting a message around, okay, you're reading for High Priestess energy. So then I was like, okay, the High Priestess. Well, let's go ahead and read the High Priestess in this deck first and foremost. Because it's confirmation for what it is that your heart's already been picking up on. We'll read it, right? It talks about the red swan. And if you think about it, I was just seeing that the Hierophant and the High Priestess are characters that come before the physical. So I'm seeing this is your plasma origins that incarnates into the Emperor or Empress status. So the swan floats effortlessly across. I'm seeing the earth in elegant patterns, so it's almost as if you leave. I'm seeing geometric structures, which is a very specific energetic signature that you leave behind or you infuse into what it is that you do that's left behind with that impression. Because even where we are now, right, it's a place that's dedicated to Mama Kia, and she's said to descend from the sky, right, from the heavens, and press herself up against the earth, and she's left this beautiful place to discover, full of caves and, temples and altars, and it's a place where ceremonies and rituals take place. And it's not just a communal social hub, but it's a place of sacred reconnection with the self. And I'm seeing you bring fractals of awareness back into the present moment, and you feel like home because of that. I'm seeing there's a sense of a home away from home and a level of familiarity with what in illusion appears to be so distant, but that inner still sanctuary can be reconnected to at any point in time within you. And you're a reminder of that. I'm seeing like the reminder bell. Anyway, a glowing shield cascades down the neck of the brilliant red swan. The shield represents a protective presence in your life. The swan is an omen for safe changes. If the swan comes up, you have a decision to make, and take it as affirmation that what you feel in your mind is what your heart needs to. It represents mental clarity, wisdom, and a connection with your unconscious mind. If you've been waiting to take the plunge into something new, now is the time. So this is a big fat confirmation, and it's because of what it is that you're being guided to take that plunge towards. It extends far beyond you, and they're showing me the diving deep card in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But basically it's a card that says, what's calling you now is not your comfort zone. It's not the familiar things in which you've done before. Your full potential lies on the other side from what you have yet allowed yourself to experience. That's also an energy. And it talks about this diver that goes deep into, the seabeds, and he uncovers this pearl of wisdom. And he brings it forth, but only he knew the value of his discovery, because he knew what it was like to live life on Earth without the pearl. And I'm seeing this as without integrating the soul into the experience and allowing that to lead you in the flesh. So you know what it is like to navigate life on Earth disconnected from the self, the higher self, and what it is to become the higher self in physical form and to reconnect with your intuition. I'm hearing there's a stark contrast in which you've experienced of yourself in unconscious versus conscious times. And once consciousness becomes aware of itself, it begins to behave very, very differently. So you're here mirroring a different example, and it's not because you can't look at the things that others can, it's that you can also see and foresee LA of this reality that not everyone has come back to. That's also what I'm seeing. But yeah, it's the diving deep into a task. So I feel like there's something that you're diving deep into. I'm also seeing the words dedication and devotion, so it kind of does give me a Vesta energy. Let me see if I can find the card real quick, guys. Once I get my eyes set on something, am I stubborn? Oh no, but I found the Well of Dreams card, which I forgot to pull earlier. The Well of Dreams, if you think about a well, It's somewhere that you make a wish, and it's somewhere that if you descend into, you're usually met with a body of water. And they're also showing me that there's a well card in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, and it says there's nothing left for you in a situation. It's almost as if you've learnt a lot in the shadows. You've learnt a lot during your unconscious times, and the circumstances in which you're drawn to your experience based off maybe unconscious wounds that I feel like you've yet integrated and healed and become with and nursed back to fullness, much like the moon. So I feel like you've gone through like this waning and waxing phase. But yeah, this is a wish that your soul has had for this lifetime, and you're honoring that in the physical in some way. So let me see if I can find the Diving Deep card, guys. Where is it? Where are you? It's almost like you're nowhere to be seen with the Diving Deep, the fact that I can't even find it right now. Oh, here we go. Diving deep into a task. So it literally says, you can stay upon the surface of like the known, right? But that's not what's calling you now. It literally gives that kind of energy. It's not what's calling you now. There's something deeper, and it feels like you're being initiated into something. Let me go ahead and pull a card on this, guys. Let me go ahead. Okay, the card that you have is the Fool card and the Death, which is about really a leap of faith that's required from you during this time. Death is also a glimpse into new dimensions where new stories get to play out, and I'm seeing you attuned to a new dimensional layer of this reality that's always been overlapping. It's coexisting alongside what the human eyes can see, and you're attuned into the lens of the soul and the lens of spirit. And I'm hearing that's leading to you reconnect with, basically, let's think about it as altered states of consciousness, and each plane of consciousness has different beings and densities, but also deities and guides and angels that are encoded into that dimensional plane. They occupy those realms that we live amongst and that live amongst us. And the message that's coming through is, okay, this is all source playing itself in countless life forms, right? Experiencing itself as angels, as deities, as all these different kind of subdivisions of consciousness. And what I'm seeing is you're now attuned to guides that have been with you across lifetimes, and it's very interesting. Okay, so with the Fool and the Death, you're tuning into new dimensions where new stories get to play out. How would your life on Earth play out with you following the guidance that I'm hearing originates from the infinite pool of consciousness in which you're streamlining into your experience? So this is information that extends far beyond you, okay? It feels like divine downloads. Anyway, this talks about new beginnings and second chances. So it talks about a new lifetime within this lifetime. Again, it's as if you're about to experience a complete different way of navigating this existence. My hair, guys, don't mind it. It's very windy and I just don't care right now. That's my rising sign coming through. But yeah, with the rising sign, it's almost as if there's an energetic signature in the avatar that you've incarnated into, that you're playing in, that you're expressing right now. Anyway, in the beginning, there is death. It is what we often fear the most and know so little about. We imagine it as the soundless dark void where there is nothing everywhere. So it's like going to the place where there is nothing, because that's where everything is. And it reminds you of, again, with the High Priestess, it's a confirmation card to follow through with maybe a creative project or going to that place or doing that thing. That's what it feels like. It's something that it's a future that you're grounding into the present moment as you take action towards it in the now, no matter how small it may seem. That's what I'm seeing. That's where you begin to ground this thing and collapse it through space and time. Okay, so we imagine it as soundless dark void where there is nothing everywhere. Okay, I was also receiving a message around what was that? Every time you fear the unknown, you disconnect with your higher self, and you're now making friends with the unknown. There is a version of you that you had experienced life on Earth as, and it was a very specific fractal within you that you have now mastered as you excite compassion towards that voice of fear. So perhaps it's that we can finally see death not as an amending force impending force of doom we so fear, but rather an escort to our new chapter. So you're quite literally being escorted, and I'm seeing these are the dimensional fields in which you're now attuned to, okay, that you're now able to actually see, because you're no longer looking at this existence, you're actually seeing this realm, and you've cultivated that vision. So it is the end of a cycle and opens a door towards a new lifetime that will unfold. And it also talks about a new lifetime within this lifetime alone. And I'm seeing also parallel lifetimes and intentions from parallels being fulfilled in this life. So it feels like you're closing out a cycle that's been ongoing. That's what it feels like. If death comes up in a reading, and I'm hearing this is unfinished business that you've come back here intentionally to see through to completion. That's an energy that's coming through. Unfinished business, tying up loose ends, finishing a cycle that never got to you. It's like you're also doing it for all those who have come before you and all previous versions of self, right? Expressions of self or parallel, which is super interesting. There was also another message, but let's see if it comes back around. So if death comes up in a reading, do not be alarmed. Take the hand that guides you as if it belonged to an old friend, and grab it tightly. Again, this is like old friends. I feel like this is, guides, and it feels like a homey kind of energy, It's almost something that you're very familiar with. It's something that you're coming back into alignment with, or that you're aware has always been around you, but now you're coming into a conscious co-creation. So for death in this oracle is a sign of life. It can represent a grand beginning, a second chance at living, or mastering 2 lives within 1 lifetime. Beginnings can also be restorative, and it's more often than not that we forget to realize the beauty and the infinity of things. So source experiencing itself is everything. You are guiding yourself through a form of another you. Maybe it's an angel, maybe it's a guide. We can see earth angels show up in your experience as well, so do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some may have entertained angels unawares, which is about, realizing and recognizing and remembering your interconnectedness to all things. You are showing yourself the way through everything and everyone around you, and I feel like the obstacles are also going to be showing you the ways you move forth. But there's a higher knowing that you'll have with the pelican and the lifeline and the buoyancy energy. It's where you become less dense in the medium you're immersed in, because you're being carried forward on a wave, that a wave of knowing that is a remembrance that you originate beyond this system. Okay, and it's like you're immersed in this gameplay experience, but you're anchoring in otherworldly knowledge, higher dimensional knowledge, because you're tuned into higher dimensions that coexist within this 3rd dimension. So with that being said, I wanted this one to be short and sweet. Should we get a closing out message? Okay, so the 10 of Pentacles is actually, okay, now you see the eyes, right? It's actually a card where you get to sit under the shade in this lifetime of a tree, right? That you had seeded into the earth many, many moons ago, right? Or many revolutions around the sun ago. That's the energy that it's giving me. This is a legacy being fulfilled card. I'll go ahead and read the 10 of Pentacles here as well, but it's about a completion point in the physical. Whoever I'm speaking to, okay, I feel like saying whomever I'm speaking to, it's not your first rodeo, it's not your first time on Earth, for sure. And it feels like you're finishing an ace in some way. You're mastering something. So this talks about dreams coming true, fulfillment. The full moon beams in the night sky, illuminating the 𝓤𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬 tree that has overtaken the 𝓤𝓪𝓬𝓪 tower. Okay, that's really interesting because I'm literally recording this on the full moon in Taurus in Templo de la Luna, which is the temple of the moon. A complete fusion between the rapidly growing tree and the tower has created a hybrid of beauty. Okay, so this gives me ancient energy being reinforced, or an ancient knowing being practiced in modern time. That's kind of the energy. Okay, there's another word for modern, but in the new age. The new age is the old age. Okay, the 𝓤𝓪𝓬 tower supporting the colossal tree, and the tree offering shade from the harshness of the day. So this is something that you can come back and sit in the shade in regards to, because I'm even sitting in the shade right now, and it allows you to move through this system experiencing a completely different atmosphere. That's what it feels like is going on with you. You're tuned into a different kind of atmospheric layer of this reality. So while we find ourselves back in the desert, we now have the foundation and determination to overcome adversity, knowing that hardships can be made easier by working together. Through the suit of the trees, we witness mankind working to coexist with nature. The Jeweled Tower is a card that speaks to the fulfillment of dreams. When it shows up, it's a sign that true joy is sitting there ready for you to grab it. This can be a greater feeling than any material possessions could bring you. Because again, the 10 of coins is something that you actually bring with you after this lifetime, and it's because it's a vibrational upliftment. I'm hearing it's like an oscillation at a higher bandwidth of frequency light that is then encoded into your field. That's why I see it's encoded into you or your geometric structure. I'm seeing it as an intricate geometric design of your Merkaba body, where you actually, your legacy is a lot to do with the people that you impact or how you impact the earth, and I'm seeing that ascend into a high octave as well. Okay, so this can be a greater feeling that any material possessions could bring you. This is a time to rejoice and enjoy the simplicity of feeling fulfilled. So this is fulfillment on a soul level. Like, this is success on a soul level, because you're seeing through to completion something that you've kept coming back to do, but maybe have, I don't want to say failed at, but it feels like failure has been a portal of discovery for you. Failure has been a portal for you to practice what it is that you had learned previously and actually integrate that. So it feels like wisdom, right? Because you collect knowledge through experience, and I'm seeing this as being the experiences throughout lifetimes, and you've become not just knowledgeable but extremely wise. So I'm speaking to a very, very wise soul. And you're actually integrating that wisdom, and that wisdom is imparted and it's being shared to those around you, which is super beautiful. And I'm seeing that kind of open up and forge new paths for fractals of awareness that are observing you or inspired. I'm getting deja vu right now as well. So yeah, it definitely feels like beautiful. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. That was a beautiful message. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna head out. I'm probably definitely going to come back. I'm going to make this my regular spot for sure, because it's not too far from home. It's actually 1, 2, 3, like an hour and 23 minutes walk. So yeah, something's falling into alignment with you. 1, 2, 3 is allow your vision to be as unique as you are, because your journey is going to be unique to you and you alone. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. We have moonstone, rainbow moonstone on today. Of course we do, because we're in the moon temple. $1 of the proceeds are also donated towards otter wildlife. And yeah, you have 2 discount codes for that down below. I'll speak to you very, very soon. If you've made it up to this point, comment down below what I'm hearing. What did your higher self tell you? Okay, and some of you it's come through dreams, some of you it's come through meditations, but there's something very profound where the soul has spoken, and I'm seeing not just spoken, but it's whispered. So what is that? Quiet eternal essence and presence within you saying. So with that being said, speak to you very soon. Until next time, bye.